What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't know, TubeBuddy is a free website that will help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. Thanks to them, some of my videos even show up as top results. Want to give them a try? Check the description below for the link.
What is up? Welcome. Today I'm going to be going over my YouTube setup for those of you who want to set something up with a phone. You don't need to follow this to a T, but this will give you an idea of maybe what you might want to get. And I will have links for all of these items in the description below. A lot of these items I've also reviewed before on my channel. So if you need a little bit more info on some of these items, check out my channel to see if I've reviewed it. I personally think that these are some of my favorite items for a YouTube setup. As you can see here, this is kind of what our final setup might look like when you have a phone on a tripod, some accessories, a nice background. And I've actually kind of mimicked something I've seen other YouTubers do for their background, for their overall setup, and I've just kind of broken it down for you. Keep in mind, I'm going to help you kind of increase your way up to a master level. So in this video, you're gonna notice I have 6 tiers that you can go from novice up to master. And for the most part, when you go from one tier to another, you're just buying an extra item. You're not necessarily replacing everything. For some of these, you will be replacing a few items, but you don't necessarily have to. And if you feel like you have a budget that can fit something higher up, then you can just skip straight up to that tier and you're good to go. So my suggestion would be, before you even watch this video, figure out what is your budget. What are you willing to spend? If you're someone who's just trying to maybe see how this goes, not necessarily want to spend too much money, probably keep your budget around $50, keep it around this novice level that I'm going to be going over. If you think that you're going to at least be going over this for a good few months, maybe up to a year, maybe look at a basic intermediate level. If you know that this is what you want to do, hit up that advanced, expert, and master level. All right, so let's go ahead and start this up. Keep in mind that the prices that I'll be giving might vary for you. It just depends on when you're looking on Amazon. My suggestion would be is if the items that I've listed, if you want to buy those exact items, if they aren't the same price, I suggest if it's within $20 above or $20 below what I've said I got them for, I would suggest go ahead and getting them because, Amazon can really fluctuate sometimes and you never know when a good price might come up, but you don't want to wait just for a great price to hit up. And yeah, I would honestly say just hop on it if it's within a $20 range. Also, keep in mind that when you go on the Amazon page for the product, sometimes they have like a coupon for like a percentage off or fixed rate off. Make sure to click that because sometimes you might not notice them, but that will save you a lot. All right, so let's talk about your very beginning. Like, what do you have around your house to kind of start off with? These are things you don't need to buy. Obviously, you already have your phone. You probably have a table somewhere. You probably have a chair somewhere. Bring those together. You probably have something you can use for your background. In my case, I'm using a tapestry, but you don't need to. You could honestly just grab a bookshelf and keep in the background. Just add something. You don't want it to be just a plain white background because that's boring. Add something that isn't too distracting, but will add a little bit of flavor in your video. Okay, so here we have my novice setup. This is your bare minimum. This is about $43 when I made this video. It is very simple. You've got your light source, which also happens to have a little clip for holding on your phone. This is a really nice desk light. It's nothing too overpowering, but it is also very convenient because it's, you can place it really anywhere. You also have the MPOW headset. I think the MPOW headset is a great starter mic. I'm using it for both audio as well as something to speak into, and I think it is great for a starter, but you're definitely going to want to upgrade that as you move up. Here we have a side view as well, and keep in mind I have the windows open in this picture because most likely you're going to be keeping the window open in this case. You may close it. Personally, I don't like keeping the window open. But if you do keep the window open, this is kind of what it'll look like. Without the window, it's still very bright. I'll have another setup video for on-the-go recording where I also recommend this desk light. You can see an example of how it looks with the window closed in that. But yeah, it's super bright. It will be enough light from that desk light, in my opinion. It should be enough, as long as it's just maybe just you and no one else. If there's 2 people, it might not be enough light, but if it's just 1 person, should do the trick. Okay, so now we're at the basic level. In the basic level, we've already hit about $122, and the 3 items that I would recommend for this is a toner mic, which you can see in the bottom left. You can get a full tripod / ring light, which holds 3 phones, which is what you can see right here. And then I would also suggest you get a full tripod / ring light that can hold a phone as well. And the reason is because you'll notice that maybe in the future that you might be using multiple devices to record from different angles. So it'd be nice to have these ring lights that kind of have multiple phone holders so you can get multiple angles. And both of these ring lights you'll see, again, link in the description below. I think they're pretty good ring lights. I personally like using them. You can do white, you can do warm, you can do kind of in the mix, right in the between. You can raise and decrease the brightness. And now I don't even have the windows open. This is just the light from the ring lights themselves. And I do have them maxed out so you can see it is a lot of light. Obviously, you probably wouldn't be maxing out the light when you're recording, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how bright these do get. And then here's another angle just so you can see all the light that's coming in. They do get pretty high as well. Obviously, you probably won't have it that high, but again, I'm just showing it so you can have an idea. And you can see where the phone kind of clips in there as well. A lot of places for the phone to go, so you have a lot of options. Let's say that you're at the basic level and you want to move up to intermediate, or let's say that you just want to skip straight to intermediate. Well, the only thing I would add to this is a backlight with a tripod. And in this case, you can kind of see the glare from the backlight in this little scene right here. You can get a better idea right here as well. The purpose of this backlight is just to kind of add a little bit of separation between you and your background. Some people recommend it, some don't. If you're trying to become professional at some point, I suggest you go ahead and invest in this light. It's an extra light source, plus it's not too expensive. Right now, we've reached a budget of about $188, which personally I don't think is too bad if you're trying to get to that pro level. Okay, so now let's say that you want to go and move up to a slightly more advanced level. In this case, you're still getting the toner microphone, you're still getting those two ring lights that I mentioned before, you're still getting that fill light in the back, and of course you need an Amazon tripod for that as well. Amazon tripods aren't my favorite, but they're cheap and they'll do the trick. Now what I would suggest is getting an SD tripod. Again, link for that will be in the description below. But the reason I love this tripod is it's really sturdy. It's definitely better than an Amazon tripod, and it comes with a phone clip. So you don't need to buy any extra accessories to get your phone on there. So this tripod will do everything you kind of need to get your phone in a good angle. Then you can use those two ring lights as side lights, to fill up some light. And then you have that backlight. So right here, we've hit a budget of about $225. And the reason I'm still using the ring lights is because, again, I'm adding on to the previous purchases. Because if you're just skipping to advanced, maybe you won't buy these ring lights. I personally like using ring lights. I think they work a little bit better than some other type of lights I've used. I feel like ring lights have been a little bit more consistent for me. But again, that's up to you. But let's say if you've already bought what you needed for the basic level and now you're moving up to intermediate or advanced, that's why I'm trying to show you how you can use these other ring lights that you've already purchased to benefit you. And of course you can see I've included some images of how it's kind of set up to include some of that light in there. All right, now let's say that you are done being advanced, you want to hit that expert level. We've got the same setup. We have the toner microphone, we have the two ring lights, we have your Amazon tripod with the light coming from behind you, and you have the SD tripod. So the last thing that I've added here is an RGB light. As you can see, it adds a really nice kind of fill to the background, which I love. And it might look kind of dark here, and that's because I lowered the ring light brightness quite a bit. Because what I would do in this situation is I would have the ring lights kind of low brightness, just enough to kind of cover my face or whatever I'm trying to show. And then the background will still have that nice, deep blue and pink feeling. And of course, you can always change up what two colors you use. Heck, you could also just use one and make it a single color in the background. I personally like using dual colors most of the time, but hey, that's your choice. All right, so now that we finished the expert level, let's talk about master level. The master level is the expert level plus a couple things. These are kind of just add-ons. So expert level was 261, master level will be 261 plus, anything that you want to add on. And in this case, what I have is my mountain backdrop. That's if something you want to kind of add, but you aren't sure, maybe use a tapestry like this. The reason I like this tapestry, I've seen other YouTubers use it, is because it kind of gets that color scheme from both ends, and it kind of looks like the tapestry is also a mixture of those colors. I just think it looks nice. And then you could also include items like what I have here. These are Planet 9, Timebox Evo, the Ditto, Pixel Max. And the reason I like these is because they add a little bit of presence on the table. As you can see here, I have two of the items. You wouldn't want to get all four unless you want to switch it up every so often. But yeah, here you can see I've included two of them, and you can see it from the various angles as well. And if you really don't want them, here's a little bit more of a close-up look if you're just trying to squeeze in tight on yourself. And you could just include maybe you, whatever it is you're trying to show, and your backdrop. You can include the mic in the frame. Honestly, most YouTubers do nowadays, so it's not a big deal. All right, I hope this video helped you. Again, I'll have other videos on setups that might help you more so. You can find those on my channel, of course. If you found this video helpful, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. That'll help me see if this is something you want me to do more of in the future. I'll try to do more setups for different types of creators. Let me know if there's a specific type of setup you'd like. Perhaps you want to do reviews, maybe you want to do reactions. Perhaps you want to do gaming videos. You need a certain type of setup for that might be a little bit different from this. I'll also have links for other types of products that I think are worth taking a look at for those of you who may want to invest in something similar to what I have, but maybe a better variant because of what type of studio you need. For example, for those of you who might want a headset instead of a standalone microphone, I'd recommend the Edifier G2, and I'll have a link for that, and I have a video for that too if you want to see what that's like. But the reason is because A, it's great for really anything. Mic quality is amazing, and it's perfect especially for those of you who do gaming channels. I'll also have a version of a ring light that does colors that I personally love, because some of you may want to also buy a ring light that has different color schemes. Again, link for that will be in the description below, and you can find my review for it as well on my channel. Anyways, that's all from me. Again, comment below any comments, criticisms that you have, anything that you want me to improve on in the future for these types of videos, and anything you might want a video for again in the future. Peace out.